come in, and let's see these bases here now. In the yellow, in the north, it is Beasty on the French, and we have DeMu in the south on the Chinese in the blue.
There we go, and we've seen it time and time again. Here it is once more. It's going to be the sheep gathering around the berry bushes, the mill getting supervised, and the straggler tree getting dropped off at that newly supervised mill. Classic opening here so far from both of these players. The Muslim even actually putting in a little bit of extra micro at the start, and he's actually killing all 3 sheep under his mill, instead of just sticking with the 1 sheep that the villagers kill baseline. Obviously, this is very efficient for him, going to be very efficient for him later on, as soon as that sheep runs out, it is not going to be a case of, okay, every single villager is now going to be doing that killing sheep animation. Yeah, obviously working out really, really well for him there. And on the other side, BC is also just doing the normal French opening here. Already has 3 villagers on gold now, 7 on food, looking for a fast age up to feudal age here.
Yeah, the question is it going to be that 5-man age up for that really quick first night out, or more of that kind of eco-based age up? But knowing Beasty, I feel like it's kind of that just 4-man age up, but going heavier and heavier onto the food, I feel like I just cursed myself. He's going to go with a 5.
Maybe. It's always possible. It's the caster's curse after all. Whenever we say something, the opposite is going to be happening. In which case, I'm going to be saying, okay, Beasty probably not going to make a single night.
There we go.
Instead, going to go for an immediate second town center.
Okay. Well, we will see what proves to end up being true over here in just a few. Over on the opposite side, I do think the Muslim's going to just go for that more I guess more typical Imperial Academy to start. Villagers moving out for Beasty, and the school is going down and a little bit further forward. One thing with Beasty in these openings, I will say he's really good about thinking about his base layout ahead of time. So he's thinking about where he can drop the keep if this ends up going to Castle Age around his stables. He really wants to be able to have the full coverage there and have, extra eco behind it. And ooh, he looks like he's picked up a node from 3DB, just doing a little step late, I guess, and going over to that deer right as he's aging up to feudal.
I think this was more a case of, okay, I only have a single sheep left under my TC, and I have so many villagers that only 5 can gather at the same time. I might as well go out onto the deer now, because that was exactly what was happening for Beasty. He had villagers idling under his TC, and the sheep only just now coming in from that scout. So he was definitely idled there a little bit for, it did hurt him. It hurt him, but yeah, it looks like with the gold right now, actually, is he gonna go for early night? He is grabbing survival techniques right now. Still has the option of potentially going straight into wheelbarrow after. But yeah, okay, resource-wise, I think he's going to get at least 1 night out.
Yeah, so survival techniques, it is just such a cheap upgrade, and it pays for itself so quickly. If you're going on the deer, it's basically always worth getting. So that is kind of one of the reasons why you see it has that, resources to spare during this age up timing as well. DeMu spots out the deer being taken as well. So he's at least got knowledge of what's going on BC's side. And what I'm sure he's going to do is keep an eye out for the stone, and more importantly, keep an eye out on the School of Cavalry for the first night and where it's going to be headed when it comes out.
Yeah, it's always really important to focus that first night with your scout. Just keep on tagging alongside it, because that is going to be the critical timing-ish that you have to react to. Whether you'll be making spearmen, whether you're just trying to move your villagers into a more defensive position. But now DeMu, he does have his Barbican up, and that's a good Barbican. It's going to be defending both his gold and his food. And with that woodline, if that wall gets up, it's going to be really, really hard for Beasty to find any value, really, with that early night.
Yeah, very, very cheap and efficient wall that's going to be coming down here. And on the other side, he can expand out. He already kind of did that short wall near his TC, which does a very, very solid job as well. So front side is very safe and secure. And if he gets that back wood line, he can also get those deer inside and get a lot of space for granary swaps and food in the meantime as well.
Yeah, but the night is coming in now. I don't think he has the time for it. Maybe if he pulls 5 villagers right now, but that's not happening. We can see on the map that there are no walls there placed now. Actually, never mind. Knight is moving towards an opposite side, but there is a village. Villagers can quickly hop inside that village and be a-okay.
Yep, and that is exactly what DeMu did. He actually just waited for the most kind of like opportune time to where he was idled out for the least and caused you know, a little bit extra damage on that night.
Yeah, really nice for him. And now Beasty actually immediately playing aggressively here. Already is editing his archer range, now grabbing wheelbarrow as well. So looks like he thinks, okay, now it's enough. Wait. All right, never mind. He's doing everything at the same time. He's making archers. He's making archer range. He's going to be making archers. He's also grabbing stone for a second TC. So looks like his plan is to just do everything at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know how you have the wood to make archers and go up for a second TC at the same timing. It might be one of those that he either like grabs the stone for it or just has the range and maybe first archer or two out to cause the reaction from DeMu to then just go second TC behind it, because he will have to start saving wood.
Yeah. So he definitely can't be making too many archers. I think just 1-2, just in order to deal with the spearmen, and just then you are able to park the archers next to the wood line and just deal damage through that. And right now the Muslim, it doesn't look like he's had any plans of going for a second TC yet. He's got no villagers on stone right now. I'm not too sure what he's going for right now. He has still 14 villagers on food, 8 on wood. Okay, so it looks like he's starting to make some Jugunu now. But Beasty is already working towards the second TC, and this is the point where it starts to get a little bit more favored for Beasty now, because Beasty's economy is going to be looking better than the Muslims here.
Yeah, he has enough stone for that TC with the next drop-off. We'll need to get that wood like we were talking about, but archers moved up, starting to fire down on those villagers on that initial mill.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pull some villagers away here. Now Jugunu are moving out, but he's got Knight there immediately, and that Knight might be able to get a quick kill here on a Jugunu. Actually hits the Imperial Fisher. Imperial Fisher has to run. Those are really costly. Loses some more HP out on that Knight, but nothing too crazy here. Oh, never mind. What? That was
those double hand cannon shots on the distance. It's one of those where it targeted it while it was still in the range, but then it got out of the range, and the shot had already been on its way coming out. And luckily enough, Knight barely able to escape with his life.
What were those? Man, they came from downtown. These shots hitting heavy, and now... Oh my god, Beasty, he's going for 3 TC. Oh man, alright. Beasty playing this with the economic approach, adding his second TC on the deer now. The Muslim hasn't even started gathering stone. He needs to do something soon.
Yeah, and maybe he doesn't have the vision and knowledge of this, what's going on the other side. Villager quite low, able to barely escape with his life, and the Muslim able to start pushing out on his side. He has the chukes, he has the spears, he has the numbers to do so.
Oh, but right on the deer maybe? On the bottom side?
That wall might have just gotten up. Yeah, it looks like the wall just got up in time.
Yeah, literally just in time. That must have been really close, but now Knights are just going to be a little bit annoying here, trying to attack through the walls. Sometimes that's possible. But yeah, obviously this is looking really nicely here. And yeah, not a single villager loss. He's still ahead in builds, but with that second TC, that is going to be changing sometime soon here. And I mean, the Muslim, he probably hasn't scouted this yet, but now he's sending villagers out to stone.
Yeah, so we'll start to get that secondary TC himself, but Beasty, he's going to be dropping his third in the next couple seconds.
Yeah, third TC with the French, and I mean, once you get like 3 TCs with the French, that's really difficult to keep up with. I mean, French pretty much have that Song Dynasty almost built in. So a villager for the Chinese with Song Dynasty produces every 15 seconds from their TCs. For the French in Feudal Age, it's 17 seconds. So it's not a huge difference. It's a 2-second difference compared to a 5-second difference. And that means that French are actually one of these civilizations that are able to keep up with villager numbers on the similar TC count.
Yeah, I always find it shocking when I'm playing a Civ that builds multiple TCs against the French, and I'm like, how are they still keeping up with their 1 TC? Or if I built 3 and they're on 2, I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, oh, those French passive bonuses do a lot more than initially realized when you're not thinking about it. The Muslim finally circling around. I think he might click that stone and have the knowledge now of the 3 TC play from Beasty on the other side.
Yeah, many people don't know this, but with the dynasty, the way it works, each dynasty has separate bonuses. Now, China, their first dynasty gives their scout bonus line of sight. That goes away when you go to Song Dynasty. The scout actually loses the bonus line of sight. So I guess at least the Muslims just saw it. Oh my god. 1 villager down.
Two villagers down. And just 2 villagers down, but that is definitely a successful raid for someone who is down basically double the military and has the 3 TC plays. As you now see with those Ville pickups, Beasty is ahead in eco and gonna keep climbing faster and faster.
Yeah, if there's anything that feels bad in Age of Empires 4, it's when you're behind French when it comes to economy. Because French, they're already such a good civ when it comes to making pressure, when it comes to just getting units out on the field that are hard to kill. And if they also have the economy to back that up, then it starts getting really, really difficult. And now, I mean, the Muslim right now, he has really solid Jugunu numbers. He doesn't have a blacksmith yet, and Beasty, he does have a blacksmith, but he hasn't reached... Okay, there it is. There's the +1 Pierce armor upgrade now in queue for Beasty. Meanwhile, the Muslim, he is still getting his economy upgrades, now also getting +1 attack damage on those Jugunu. Is Beasty gonna hit the boar? He's not gonna be hitting the boar, okay.
Yeah, I thought he was for a second, but I still feel like it would have just gotten taken out pretty quickly at this point. Beasty's still kind of trying to cause some raids on the eco, trying to cause some damage, and great vision, great pickup by DeMu here to spot out where these archers are splitting over to and not allowing them to escape with their lives or cause any more damage.
Yeah, and the unit mass right now looking really solid for the Muslim. Now, he's not that far behind when it comes to villagers. He's behind by 7. He's still only on 2 TCs. He hasn't decided to go for a 3rd, which means that he has to like really produce a lot of units now. He has to do a lot of pressure, and if he fails with that, he's only going to be falling further and further behind as the game goes on. So he's the one on a timer right now. In the last time we saw the set, we were saying that the French player's on a timer because he didn't keep up with the economic scaling, with the extra TCs and whatnot. Now it's the Chinese that is on a timer here.
Yep, last couple archers are getting cleaned up, and Beasty's eco is just climbing and climbing, but he will have to continue to move out as those deer are starting to run low on that 3rd TC. Might want to move on to the boar or move back to the berries. But military numbers for DeMu are starting to look scarier and scarier with basically, 25 of either unit that he has. But, raid coming in on his wood line. Knights just diving past the TCs and just saying...
No villager died.
But the IO goes down, and that is more important than a villager.
Yeah, the Imperial Official, obviously, it costs a lot more resources. At least you're able to make the Imperial Official from its own build. Oh my god, that TC is gonna go down.
And just like in a blink of an eye, the game is just fully opening up. TC being burnt down, and the spear's definitely going to successfully burn that down. Knights being thrown away on the side of DeMu. He was able to, maybe pick up an IO or so. And then the main fight's going in. There's plenty of spears here to defend that Chook mass from the Knights from coming in. But are there enough archers just to straight up take this?
And this is how it's played. This is how you micro the archers. You go in the line formation. And yeah, this fight is looking way better for Beasty right now than it is for the Muslim. Especially since the Muslim, every now and then, he keeps hitting the Knights with his Jugunu. What you should do is you should also focus the archers. It's more important to focus the archers with the Jugunu than it is to focus the Knights.
Yep, you really want to just keep your spears alive and healthy, because that's where you're going to win this fight. Chook's now starting to get chased down, but reinforcing mass is on its way. It's getting quite close, and it almost there. And then the archers, they're not A-move.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no. This is awful for Beasty right now. He's losing his entire military mass to the Shigunu and the Muslim. I mean, right now, Beasty still has the economy advantage, but the Muslim, the military lead is in his favor by a lot right now. Beasty gets a lot of idle time with a single knight there down on the bottom, but this is not what he needs right now.
Misclick. He didn't A move it, and he probably lost 10 to 15 archers for nothing. Chop through should be realized by DeMu at this point, or maybe not. But double rams being dropped. Doesn't want to go ahead and try to burn down this next TC with the spears, as there's plenty of vills there next to it. But TC's dropped quite quickly. 1,700 gold in the bank for the Muslim right now.
That's just all the tax that you're getting on the side, and I mean, if you're getting that much tax and you're not spending it on eco upgrades and blacksmith upgrades, then it really starts to gather up quickly. But now it looks like Beasty, it feels like he's almost given up on his main base. Like he's sending a lot of knights out to raid right now, and the Muslim isn't even on the berries that he was previously on. That's another TC that's going to be going down here, and Beasty can't do anything to stop this. Sure, now he has the villager lead still, but that's a lot of idle time on his economy right now, and it's not going to scale much further than this.
Yeah, the Muslim just playing this one to perfection, taking a couple good fights and just continuing the snowball. You said it exactly earlier on. He needs to mass up military and have this be successful, or else he will find himself in a hole. Well, he is finding that success that he is needing, taking down both TCs, so now we'll start climbing in the eco numbers, but he's also absolutely crushing Beasty's eco.
I really love the spot that Beasty was in earlier. Right now I'm dreading for it, for his position in the game. He looked super solid with the economy, and just the way he kind of then didn't keep up with the military count is looking really rough for him. And even now it feels like he could probably just cancel some knights, go up to castle age, but even then it's like, sure, you get like the stronger knights, but these are still like a lot of Shigunu, a lot of spearmen in your base, and the rams are now circling around looking for anything that they can kill right now.
Yeah, just really just showing how to play this Chinese through perfection, getting to that extended feudal that they don't usually want to find themselves in. But if you have the military lead this much, I don't care who you are happy to play an extended feudal.
Yeah, and right now Beasty is still camping the Muslim space here with quite a few knights. But at the same time, the Muslim is also in Beasty's space. Okay, he gets a good amount of value there. Wait, is this actually the cleanup now?
This is a cleanup. Spears got absolutely wiped. TC helped fire down. Rams did take out a full set of farms. Chooks now should just get as much damage as they can before they get cleaned on up. And the forward granaries are such a greedy choice right in front of the Barbican, are being dove by the Knights. And that Knight Mass, it's up to 20. This isn't a joke anymore. The Muslim, all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. We blinked and Beasty is heavily in favor as far as the military goes again.
Yeah, he's just miles ahead now. That was actually huge. The military suddenly evaporated. Oh my god, BC has so much. Where is BC getting food from? Where's BC getting so much food from? I saw him dropping farms. I thought he was on a farm transition, but no, Beasty still has 1,400 food per minute right now. I guess he was on berries up until this point with a ton of villagers, but...
He's on the board in the east, but... Or what? No, he's just now on the board of the east.
Yeah, only just now getting that, so now he's going to be getting a lot more food income. Man, okay, wow, BC is looking to be winning this. Royal Institute now going up into Muslim. He has 2,000 wood in the bank. He wants to make a farm transition, but he has no space. There are now knights raiding him from the west.
What is he doing? Why are you building these forward?
And yeah, this is looking really rough for him now. And now BC is going to be up with the Royal Institute, and he has a lot of economy behind this. He's also gathering up a lot of stone right now, so keep is going to be coming up soon for BC. As soon as he gets that keep up, his units are also going to be a lot cheaper. Now he's taking the Muslim steer as well.
And boar. It's double boar play.
Oh no. Yeah, okay. Right now the Muslim is in a god-awful spot. It looked really nice for him in one moment. Now it's looking awful. Oh no, where did it go wrong? It was all with that one cleanup that happened. It was because the Muslim, he didn't send further reinforcements up into Beasty's base. He kept them in his own base to deal with the Knight raids that were coming in. But now look at that, it's 20 Knights, and they're upgraded. They're veteran Royal Knights, and I mean, sure, there's no Royal Bloodlines yet, but that's gonna be happening soon.
Clock tower is being dropped. Veteran archers is coming through. It will take some time for DeMu to get those upgrades through, upgrades finished, and to where he needs to be to even take this fight. And even still, he needs more of everything out there as the value of Beastie sides continuing to climb. Royal Bloodlines is coming through, and a keep. Forget the keep about helping your eco. Beastie wants to drop the keep to end the game.
Yeah, this is gonna be a get out of my game keep on the forward granaries. The Muslim also making a keep of his own here, but I feel like Beastie could probably still get a keep up relatively close to it, and then all the granary spots are gonna be denied. And
oh, look at that location spot. The villagers are on the way, and with the amount of villagers that Beastie is pulling, it is going to be more than enough. This was such a awful location for the granary choices. Upgrade still not through, but he needs to take this fight as the keep is being dropped. Outpost trying to help snipe down, but not really going to be too effective.
Faction buildings aren't supervised. The upgrades are coming in really, really slowly for the Muslim on his military. Villagers are going back to work. Don't go there. You're gonna die.
Anywhere but there. Get to the fields. I don't care. The keep has finished, one full set of granaries being fully denied. DeMu now having to fall back further into his base, and Beastie is just circling all around this, and DeMu is in a just terrifying situation.
To say it in the words of a man that I have fond memories of, welcome to the rice field censorship. And yeah, to the rice field Beastie went, and the rice field C denied. Now the Muslim is making some trebuchets in order to get rid of that keep, but Beastie already has a siege workshop as well. He's also making his own trebuchets now.
Yeah, the Knights are circling. They can't find any damage. This is kind of one benefit of the walls and the kind of this protective nature, but with that many Knights, he can burn through those walls quite quickly. And spears, even if they're running straight there, it takes a lot of time to get over their slow and immobile unit, and DeMu doesn't even look like he's reacting yet. Villagers still hanging out. Villagers still on those fields and absolutely not getting pulled off fast enough. A couple more getting down, and now Knights are behind and in the eco.
Yeah, even more farms are getting denied here, and I mean, these Knights, they have Royal Bloodlines. If they get hit, they don't really take that much damage. Oh, another keep going up here by the Muslim. He's trying to take map control with keeps, but oh no.
More
the
vision.
Outpost on the board. Wait, there's another keep there. How many keeps does the Muslim already have? He's got 3 keeps out.
He's not playing Delhi.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to take map control with keeps only right now.
Oh, spears though picking up a huge fight, and DeMu actually pulling back. Guess
yeah,
he didn't have
fearful.
enough. Yeah,
he's fearful of the bloodlines, royal bloodlines, and the keep actually went down for Beastie here. Meanwhile, and Beastie doesn't have any gold income.
he just moved out, transitioned to that 8K mine. Knight's still trying to dive in onto this gold, and DeMu is starting to move out, starting to break out a little bit, transitioning even harder into farms since his granaries have been denied so long. But looks like he has moved out from that forward keep, so maybe Beastie should have actually dropped that keep a little bit more defensively.
Feels like Beastie's getting heavily outkeep right now. Yeah, this is starting to become troublesome, and now the traps went down in the front from Beastie, and the Muslims starting to mass a really, really strong army here. Now, sure, Beastie still has a lot of Knights, and these Knights are no joke. Wait, actually, the Knights, they're in the base again. They're not just over there on the stone, they're also in the base of the Muslim.
And this time it's the whole army there. The archers are here with it. Secondary TC being burnt down, so TC's trade happening yet again. There is a nest of bees there, but not enough spears, I don't think, to keep that nest of bees alive if there's a full dive. That being said, the Knights circle around. They head on towards it. There are a lot of low health ones, but the nest of bees looks like it's being thrown away. Another one comes out, though.
Beastie with a distraction there. Oh, Nest of Beasties almost survived, but there's another one, and this one is not gonna survive as well, as it was left unprotected by the Spearman. Another Nest of Beasts goes down, and also a lot of Imperial officials went down. Does the Muslim have a single Imperial official left? I don't think so.
I don't know. I saw, I think 2 or 3 go down right there in front of us. That being said, Beasty losing quite a bit of knights for this, but has plenty of resources behind this. Just continuing to throw units, raiding the Muslim's economy, not letting him breathe, not letting him chill.
Yeah, I mean, the Muslim, he still has 3 trebuchets. Another trying to distract here. Conversion coming out right as the knights from Beasty are about to hit the gold line from the Muslim. Right now, Beasty having a really large villager lead, and knights actually even diving under the keeps here. These knights with royal bloodlines, they're actually able to tank more than 2 shots from the keep. So no other knight in Castle Age is able to tank more than 2 shots from a Chinese keep. These knights are able to tank 3.
Yeah, so those knights, even though they're getting taken down, they are getting paid off. Looks like stone walls are coming in for DeMu. Doesn't want to have to deal with the headache of these knight raids anymore. He has walled in his market as well, so maybe thinking for the long term, securing up the gold behind it, but also secures up his side fully.
Yeah, the issue is right now for him that, I mean, looking at the resource income right now, Beasty is in a firm lead, but it's not a crazy lead in any regard. Now, he has a really good resource back when it comes to food. His gold, not so much.
And I feel like the Muslim, he is starting to drop this keep on another 8k gold vein. Knights do arrive, but yet again, Knights will start to get taken down as a trade against villagers. I think what the Muslim needs to do is drop another TC at this point. Use some of that stone for a TC or 2, but oh, the gold for Beasty. Nest of Beast fires.
Completely of gold. There's only a single gold now towards the north side of Beasty's base, towards the northeast, and if that gets denied, then Beasty is going to be completely out of gold access.
Yeah, and right now, even still with no gold being gathered for the time being, he's going to be forced into non-premium units. That's never a position that French wants to find themselves in. They're a civ that loves their expensive units. They love their knights. They love their arbs. Everything about them is gold-based for the most part, and he's going to struggle with this siege as well if these trebs get taken down too.
Beasty now finally is able to take that keep out that was on the stone mine, but the stone mine was there. It's already gone, so the Muslim probably not too worried about that keep going down. Oh, that's more annoying though.
Yeah, there's a lot of just pings all on DeMu's side. He hasn't been able to climb up with this Vil number and so many pings that he can't deal with all of them. And he is APM capped, it seems like, and a full stone mine is getting obliterated. It looks like there were 30 Vils there potentially.
Look at the Vil count. He lost over 70 villagers and he still hasn't reacted to the stone mine. This is crazy. He's losing so many villagers. I think he lost like 30 villagers on that stone mine alone.
Oh my god, Beasty actually pulled back away from it. Might have started to feel sorry for some of those stone villagers, or just said, hey, one knight will do the job. I'm gonna go find some extra damage here.
There's no mercy there to be found, and now the Muslim is sitting on 66 villagers. I think the only way for him to get back into this is
shots. Oh my god.
That has to be GG. That was so many units going down there. Only a single Nest of Beasts for the Muslim here, and that's it.
The Muslims at 55 economy. All of a sudden, in the last minute or two, Beasty just showed the late game CGQD prowess and absolutely demolished the Muslims' eco, demolished absolutely everything on his side of the map.
And behind look at the resource bank. Beasty could have almost gone imp twice by now. I'm not sure why he hasn't yet. Maybe he's just content trying to pick up as many villas as possible here, but surely he's going to be going imp sometime soon here.
He wants his opponent to surrender. He doesn't want to win the game. Come on now. Oh, it's going to be a forward red palace.
It's about sending a message.
That's what it is. About sending a message indeed. He is bringing a ton of vills here. And it looks like a forward red palace to secure this next gold vein, and it is indeed. How many vills is that on there?
44 villagers on that red palace. Yeah, he's making sure that that goes up. The Muslim sees it, but he won't be able to stop it with so many villagers. Look at that. That thing's going up in less than 20 seconds.
Needs to watch out for these Mangonel shots, as a couple more of these Mangonel hits could just be game. Vill's pulled back by Beasty. Ranged mass still firing, and the red palace is up, and now the ARB machine gun keep has been finished.
Yeah, and this has to be GG now. The Muslim must realize that at this point, without the siege advantage, there is nothing he can do. And there it is. The Muslim calls the GG. What a game. China versus French here. Beasty takes the first victory.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, it's one of those that keeps work well to hold a position, but Beasty just did such a good job of running around all these different positions, finding the spots in the eco when you have to move out, and just the Muslim not able to hold, but an exciting first game of the series.
Yeah, we can see that point where the villager graphs almost meet up, and that was the point where the Muslim was in such a good spot, and then it changed. Then suddenly he wasn't anymore, and yeah, for me it was the forward granaries that kind of did it for him. I think maybe if he just placed them a little bit back, maybe got another couple of walls up to defend them, could have been in a better spot, but that's how the cookie crumbles. Now, military lead was really, really nice there for the Muslim. Obviously, he got wiped one time in BC space. That was kind of another turnaround point there for Beasty. But yeah, in the end, Beasty managing to win this one with a just astounding economy lead here in a game with French versus China. It's only going to be one scene transition away, and here we go. Game number 2 in our third set of the day, the Muslim versus Beasty. Here we go. We got Beasty in the yellow playing as the Ruse. Actually, okay, now usually we see the hunting cabin being dropped with like 3 to 4 villagers. He pulled every single villager on that one, also pulling the deer towards that hunting cabin. So that's a really, really quick hunting cabin. Do note, next patch, those are going to be even faster. They're going from 40 seconds build speed to 25 seconds. So this is only going to get faster in the future now. The Muslim opening up the usual way, 3 on gold, 3 on food. Is that third? No, okay, he thought he changes his mind and is now going over to food again with that villager. But yeah, so far just the usual typical build orders here. The Muslim with the HRE just inspiring his villagers. Let's take a look for potential Archon spots here. Now, a lot of these resources for the Muslim are kind of spread out. I feel like an option would be maybe pull the sheep towards the other side. And we do see that it looks like he's pulled his sheep towards the right side of his TC. So potentially either he's going to go, as our observer is pointing out, gold, berries, and sheep in the Archon range. I think maybe he's going to go double woodline and sheep in the Archon range, which could then support a farm transition really nicely in the future.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if he can barely get the stone in and potentially go for that secondary TC play. Although
yeah, exactly.
Might just be a little bit greedier than he might want to be with that chapel placement. But
oh, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you're right. You are right. You can definitely get it into the range. And Beasty probably circling around the base, trying to get an idea of where he can poke and prod at the eco and find that vulnerability.
Yeah, Beasty's gotten a lot of the sheep on the map. The Muslim, I feel like, is potentially struggling for sheep here right now. He's only got a single sheep following that scout. I'm not sure how it's looking for the other. And now Beasty has run around the Muslim space and picked up a lot of sheep there.
Yeah, and it's one of those, as the HRE, like when you do these faster castle builds, usually you're running out of sheep right as castle age is kind of finishing, or you're aging up to castle, and like, or you maybe are able to produce a couple minute arms or whatever unit you want to when castle finishes, but then you have to move out. And if you don't have enough to start moving out, you have that awful positioning where you can just get timing and absolutely demolished. And there we go. The chapel is being dropped exactly on the location we were expecting, wood, stone, and the sheep that he had pulled.
Yeah, that looks to be the case here. I think with this Archon, it might even be in range depending on how he places the lumber camp of the other wood line. Maybe. Yeah, could definitely be in range, at least for the first parts of that wood line. But this is gonna enable him a really nice food transition, farm transition then on. I think Beasty got a lot of bounty. We didn't pay too much attention here to the sheep and the bounty just because every player here only has like one deer spawn, and after that, all the other deer are on the in the corner. Do we want to play the guessing game here? How much bounty do you think Beasty has?
He's about to get another wolf. I bet you we're just gonna go with like 185.
185? All right. I hear you. 185, I'm gonna raise you to 280.
Oh. I haven't watched Regions enough for Roos. I have no idea, but he has picked up yet another wolf, and there's 250 or 245, about to be at 270 with that extra wolf. So you're basically right on the money over there.
Yeah, that's pretty close. I'm taking that. I am really taking that. So 270 compared to 280. Yeah, that's good bounty. So he's on that tier 2 with the Roos, really happy about that. And we do see the Muslim going for that stone for that second TC. Beasty emulating it, also going for the stone. So it's going to be 2 TC versus 2 TC here with Roos versus HRE.
Yeah, it's one of these before the game. It's probably how I would have guessed the game to go from the start. In a sense, I kind of thought DeMu would lean a little bit more towards the castle play, but once you kind of start seeing your opponent go and you see your chapel spot, I think that's really what decides your build as the HRE. Is there a primetime chapel for that quicker castle? How much sheep did you end up getting as well to actually be able to support that quick castle, or are you going to need to move out and secure a location with your second TC?
Yeah, exactly. And I think overall the space really favors the second TC right now, because what the Muslim can do, he can place a second TC on that eastern gold mine next to his Archon Chapel and then wall that wood line. What that does is it's gonna mean that his wood, his gold, and his food operation around the Archon Chapel is gonna be relatively safe. That's going to be a really, really nice food spot there for him. Something that I've also seen players do, which can also work out nicely if he gets the timing right. A third TC with the HRE, and then you go for like Burgrave Palace and just spam military and just try to rush your Roos opponent to death just with like mass infantry spam. But now we do see the Levi Militia being called here at a really, really nice timing. They might actually be able to get a villager here, and actually,
Pathing.
BC might be losing a scout there, and yeah, pathing being a little bit annoying here. The Muslim microing the weak villagers back, and yeah, it doesn't look like BC is going to be able to find a villager kill here now.
Yeah, good thing the DeMu pulled so many vills for that TC. I feel like a lot of times you see like 7 vills pulled for a TC. It was like 12 to 15 from the start. Ended up pulling a couple vills off it as they got low. Now the militia have been cleared up. The second TC is finished. Beasty has moved out for a far TC, but he's going to have that deer and boar location secured up for himself.
Yeah, so that's looking really good for him. This is also going to put him give him another good bit of gold. So this also helps him a lot. Now he's going to have gold for another potential economy upgrade. He could now go for what actually could he use right now? He already has like the most important economy upgrades that he could use. He's got the wheelbarrow, he's got the double broadaxe. Yeah, he's looking good so far. Now he's making knights.
Yeah, I feel like those are the two main focuses every time with Roos, and actually with the majority of civilizations. I feel like double broadaxe and wheelbarrow are kind of the keys. They're the most effective in a sense. The wheelbarrow kind of just helps your overall eco, and then the double broadaxe in combination with the Kremlin, your wood income as Roos just skyrockets.
Yeah, the wood income obviously really, really great here for the Roos with that bonus, the 20% gathering bonus from these wooden fortresses, or in this case the Kremlin. Looking good for him here. Looking good for him here indeed. Both players on 2 TC right now. Looks like the Muslim already placed a couple of farms around his Archon Chapel, so it's just going to be a farm transition here for him. And he also walled in that right side with to that wood line. So yeah, we can see farms being massed up right now for the Muslim. But Beasty, he's currently massing military. So the question is going to be, is the Muslim going to react to that in time? Is he going to make military? Or is he going to look for a castle age behind this? It looks like he's making a barracks now. So Maybe he's just trying to make a couple of spearmen to defend against the knights, but there's already archers being made from Beasty, and now first villager of the game goes down.
Yeah, and these kind of poke and prod villager picks are so crucial here against the HRE. And oh, DeMu actually cancels the barracks. It tries to start dropping a range now. Militia are on their way, starting to come in. They're going to burn the range.
Is he going to cancel it? Okay, they decide otherwise. Now going to go for some villagers here. And this is a lot of idle time now. I mean, that's a lot of villagers right now that are idle in the TC. And the militia, they are very cheap. And yeah,
they're still there.
There's so much idle time.
They're still
there.
there.
Are they getting a villager kill? Now there's a horseman. The horseman might be killing that villager. It's just pathing.
Even if the villagers don't go down, this is what 30 villagers now that have been idled for 30 seconds. I feel like that is like way too many resources that you're sacrificing. You can see it on the income levels up at the top for DeMu. Even with the inspiration of the HRE, Beasty's like doubling his food income already.
Yeah, this is just absolutely nuts right now. The idle time is insane. Now there's even more idle time being caused by the knight and the horseman here in the base of the Muslim. And it feels like Beasty is actually going to reach Castle Age way quicker than the Muslim looking at it right now. Even with the inspiration, the Muslim he's dropped 3 archer ranges right now, but he doesn't have too many archers on the field currently. And all that they do right now would be dealing with these Lever militia that Beasty just keeps pumping out right now.
Yeah, I feel like his biggest problem are these couple knights that come in, and the horsemen and knights circling back around yet again. Villagers on the woodline, villagers on the farms getting taken down, and now we have seen 4 total villagers fall for DeMu, and Beasty is getting close to Castle Age resources. I say getting close. He has Castle Age resources and can go ahead and drop that.
Yeah, he's probably just thinking about where he wants to drop it. I think he knows that he's in such a big lead. He doesn't need to go up with the Abbey. He can just play it with the high trade house. And with the high trade house, he's going to get a lot of income. I think maybe he can go for it even a little bit more forward. Okay, never mind. He's going to drop it relatively defensively. I think he's getting a couple of the stealth forestries there in it as well. Not the best, not the biggest high trade house we've ever seen here, but still, it's gonna give him a lot of bonus gold, probably around like 140 gold per minute, I'm guessing here, and pushing him further to that tier 3 bounty mark. And meanwhile, behind that, the Muslim, not only is he right now 3 villagers behind, he also doesn't have nearly enough resources to go up. Actually, Beasty, even clicking up to the next age, has more resources in the bank than the Muslim right now.
More resources in the bank, more tech upgrades in as far as the eco techs in, and his army value, even though he only has 5, is actually higher than the Muslim. So he is winning on every single front, and it's about to get a lot worse once he starts getting relics, once he starts taking more of this map control, gets more of these passive eco bonuses as well.
Yeah, exactly, and this is just gonna get worse and worse now here for the Muslim. He's still so far away from the next age. He's making spearmen, he's making prowls in order to inspire his gold, and I mean, I think it all just comes from Beasty getting that really good food income here with the TC on the boar and on these like large amounts of deer there. Now Beasty's just pushing so much military. I don't think the Muslim has a chance in this one. I think it's just downright with the early harassment that Beasty executed so well here. It's just, yeah, checkmate.
I feel like DeMu also transitioned way harder into farms earlier than need be. I think he had like 7 or 8 farms before his first production building got dropped. Like, he maybe go into like 5 farms and at least have a barracks out to get some spears to deter away the knights or something, because what happened is that those farms got fully idled, so it didn't even matter that he had those farms because the villagers weren't working the farms.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it makes sense to want to go onto farms with HRE just because under the Archon Chapel, these farms, actually, they're faster than deer. You're gathering faster from these farms than you would be gathering from deer out on the map. I think even comparable to boar. So right now it's the Muslim is definitely in a rough spot right now. Now he is macroing his way up to Castle Age soon, and once he gets Castle Age, I'm not sure if he's gonna be investing into Arachnids at this point in time, or if he's just gonna go for Burgrave Palace, because personally I think Beasty has been up for so long. Yeah, there it is. It's going to be a Burgrave Palace. I think that is the only reasonable choice here, just because of how long Beasty has been in the castle age now. I don't think that the Muslim can really make anything happen with the Regnants here, and that's a good spot here from him. I think he realized that as well. So the Burgrave Palace definitely, in my opinion, the right decision here. But Beasty, you can see he's just running his knights all the way around the base of the Muslim. I think he's going to try and attack him from the front. Then when his entire military is over there, that's the moment where he's going to send his knights into the farm economy from the Muslim from the back.
Yeah, just baiting and pushing and pulling the slow and immobile military mass of DeMu, and we're starting to actually see the walled-in sacred site. So Beasty wants to start a timer for DeMu as well, force him out on the map a little bit, and again, extra passive income for himself. He's just continuing to build this lead over and over and over again.
Right now, military just posturing in front of each other, but the Muslim, he's heading out to far, and Beasty is using that timing right now in the base of the Muslim. The knights are in.
Looks like Beasty just forced DeMu to pull right on back yet again, but you know he's just going to do that. Dive in and out yet again. Fight happening in the middle, but the farms are being dove upon. It's just a few spears, more than enough knights there, and the main mass of DeMu is being pushed back as it's archers into a knight mass, and there's only a few archers here, or a few spears here left to deter the knights away from just diving the mass.
The upgrade has just come in for the veterancy, and yeah, there were 5 more villagers that went down here for the Muslim here now. Might actually get another 10th villager, possibly. Is looking to survive here. All right, okay. I think maybe the Muslim can hold this now. Military numbers are somewhat even. Beasty's now prepping mangonels as well. Beasty is on 3 of the 5 relics right now, and the last 2 remaining relics are far in his base. Not really possible for the Muslim to contest those. Now also even more upgrades coming in for Beasty. Passive gold income looking really, really solid right now. The Muslim needs to make something happen here soon. He's investing more and more into archers, but Beasty is also making his 2nd mangonel right now. So the Muslim desperately needs something to respond to these mangonels, which he hasn't scouted yet.
Yeah, he's not really going to have the resources to react to it, because not only will he need a siege workshop, he's also going to need not only 1 Springle, but also a 2nd Springled as well. And then how are you going to protect those Springleds from the Night Mass on the other side? Going to be very, very difficult. So Beasty should be able to just continue to push forward. And my guess is he's going to push forward with another keep drop as well.
Yeah, he's getting the stone for it, only missing a little bit. And now I think this is the time where he's going to pull a lot of villagers forward and drop one of those get out of my game keeps supported by these mangonels. Sacred Side Tower now also being started. And okay, I mean, this is regions, so all the gold is in the middle. This is the right call for him to just drop it safely on those gold mines. And now the Muslim is going to be in a really rough spot, because he only has 1 more smaller gold mines. And after that, he's going to be completely dry. He's taking the fight now. But there are 2 mangonels.
2 mangonels. Knights just being that front line. There are still a decent amount of spears here. Archers starting to just be hurt, thinned out a little bit. Mangonels haven't gotten any too good of shots just due to DeMu spreading out very efficiently. But keep easily going to go up. DeMu taking down a lot of military here, but Beasty has secured this location. And HRE is not HRE without gold.
Yeah, I mean, this was really good micro, though, by the Muslim. He barely lost any archers to these shots. There weren't any, like, really huge mangonel shots coming out from Beasty. So that was really well played by the Muslim here. You got a favorable engagement there, looking at the destruction value. The issue is behind all of this, though. Okay, now his economy is actually starting to pull ahead, at least food-wise. Gold-wise, not so much, just because Beasty is on 2 sacred sites. He's got 3 relics, 2 more incoming soon. And yeah, I think he really needs to start contesting that middle sacred site. He is now making some Springles in his base. He's definitely going to need those. At the same time, Beasty is walling the map, but I'm not sure if these walls are complete yet. The Muslim might be able to find a time. Oh, it's just completed.
Oh, he just finishes them up at the perfect timing. So DeMu is not going to be able to push in right when Beasty is getting in that vulnerable potential situation when he's lacking that military mass at home.
And this would be a really good spot to punish as well, because that's where the high trade house is. If he's able to get in there, then not only could he kill some of the deer, deny some bounty, but also just deny a lot of the food. But we can see on the map there's a lot of yellow dots moving towards that position right now. I think the Muslim realizes, and he knows that he can't stick around for too much longer, so now he's gonna be heading back.
Oh, and actually the walls weren't fully finished. It was just all a bigger ruse, as just, you know, the facade of acting like he was safe and secure. It's just that false sense of security, forcing DeMu to think the wall was finished.
All right. That's rough. That's really rough. And now there's a ton more upgrades being queued for Beasty. The Muslim still looking fine when it comes to the income. I think right now he just really needs to mass up units and get a really convincing push in. Looking at the military numbers right now, the Muslim is in a firm lead. He just doesn't have what he needs to really siege down that keep right now. Boiling oil is now also starting to be researched, and yeah, if that completes, then the Muslim definitely is going to be needing siege in order to get anywhere with that push.
I think Beasty knows the position he's into. He kind of knows how far ahead he is, so he's playing this slow and methodically. Grab the sacred sites, go ahead and get one win condition ticking. Go ahead and take the middle gold and secure that on up for yourself. And soon, in just a little bit, DeMu's going to run out of his last gold vein. Then, what's he going to be able to do to try to deny this? Villagers moving forward, I'm not sure what... Oh, it's a keep. Going forward for a keep. 4 mangonels going to move forward, so DeMu gonna have to react rather quickly, and only a couple springles on his side compared to 3 on the other.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this. That's a lot of mangonels.
Mangonels!
That's a lot of mangonels!
Oh my god! It's still going up. There's still a few more vills working, but the mangonels, they're firing on everything now. There's still a keep and another keep being dropped by Beasty Cutie, or as some people call him, CG Cutie, with these 4 mangonel shots. But DeMu pushing forward in this fight and trying to take down some of those mangonels, but another shot goes down, able to be dodged on in, and Beasty single-digit military numbers right now, and DeMu is pushing forward. This could be a spot of vulnerability if he is able to transition this into some of Beasty's eco as well.
Oh, but the boiling oil came in just in time. All of these units for the Muslim right now are really low HP. Now Beasty is queuing a lot of units in response in his home base, and I mean, this is not the worst position right now for the Muslim. Now, he lost a ton of villagers there. He lost like 15 villagers under that keep. He still managed to get that keep up, and now Beasty actually rallied all of his militia. All the militia has now been used. It's gonna be 14 units running in there, but these are archers and crossbows. They're gonna be able to deal with the units Beasty has right now. The question is is Beasty gonna be able to remass his army as quick as the Muslim? Oh, not another one!
All those ranged units are such low health. Good dodge though by DeMu. Micro is just absolutely on point. Needs to actually step in closer to the mangonel to go ahead and dodge it on out. A decent little shot, as any damage seems to be good with DeMu's micro that we've been seeing on the other side.
Yeah, the Muslims micro definitely on point here. Now insufficient stone coming in, and these keeps, now mangonels are actually able to outrange keeps. However, they're not able to outrange a springled emplacement on the keep. So springled emplacements are coming in on both keeps right now. Once those are coming in, oh my god. Vodka's pointing out the sacred victory is still approaching right now. 4 minutes remaining.
Oof. 4 minutes still remaining. Not any aggression towards those sacred sites at any point in time. And what I'm really concerned for is how much gold DeMu has left on that gold vein at home. As once he's out of that one at home, there's not going to be any... Oh, no. Yeah, so he's got 1,000 total gold now. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Meanwhile, Beasty, he has 2 sacred sites, 5 relics. He's got passive gold income from hunting cabins, from the high trade house. Beasty is not too worried right now when it comes to gold, and now the Muslim is once again pushing in with some units here, but in the meantime, the sacred site is still ticking, and I'm not sure if he realized. And now There's some more units from Beasty, a couple of knights in the economy from the Muslim again, in his base, and the Muslim notices and he calls GG.
Yeah, I think it might have even been that with no gold. He knew that there was no way back in this game. He can't contest siege. He can't contest knights. He can't contest the middle or the sacred site. So it was only going to be a couple minutes anyways. And what a just strategic, methodical game by Beasty. Obviously, the skill was there too, but just the plan that he had from the start just worked so well for him for him to just close that game.
Yeah, we can see here in the village account, there's that deep nosedive there with those mangonels hitting the villagers on the keep. Also, we can see the military numbers here looking good for the Muslim there after that one fight. But that was also just when boiling oils finished for Beasty, and then suddenly there weren't too many units remaining, or at least not many melee units that would actually be able to like take out these mangonels and get any meaningful siege damage done there. And yeah, Beasty just taking a really, really just solid 2-0.